Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Wake Up Wednesday, It Takes Grit. This video is all about motivation, feeling amazing, getting out of your comfort zone. And of course, I've got my trusted sidekicks. We've got Alfie, who has just turned 10 years old. Yes, you can wish him a happy birthday. He reads all the comments, and we've got Penny here as well. So we're gonna get going straight into this podcast. If you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do so that you can listen along in the car or when you're at the gym. It's so easy to do it. All you gotta do is subscribe to iTunes and to Spotify. They're on both of those. And actually, when you subscribe, you actually get them first. You actually get the whole episode first. So we're gonna go through this, and we're gonna put the whole episode on today. I know like some of it last week wasn't all on there, but we're gonna put exclusive stuff on the podcast, but you're still gonna get the full It Takes Grit regular stuff. So don't worry, because we're gonna be going through the whole thing today. So do not leave, we've got everything in store. So I'm gonna get comfortable and put these sexy headphones on, and we're gonna get going. So Alfie, you're actually currently on my mouse. Okay. Hello everybody, and welcome back to It Takes Grit. This edition, we are talking about fighting for it. Oh yes, the fight is real, the fight can be challenging, but oh my, can the fight be so rewarding. And I'm going to share with you quite the story today of the fight that I have had to get to where my website is today and the app. And you might see on the outside, it looks beautiful and everything looks so streamless. But if you understood how many years and the things that have actually happened behind the scenes on this journey of mine, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe she kept going. Because quite frankly, plus all the things that happened in my personal life and, you know, day-to-day things, this was extra. So I'm going to share with you my story of how I built my website and my app and the challenges that came with it. And you're going to laugh a lot along the way, because you're going to probably be like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened, or oh my goodness, like I can't believe that the developers did this and that went on. So I'm just going to share with you literally a timeline of the things that I went through. And then I'm going to share, like I always do, my action steps on how you can get through the fight. And how, when you get through the fight, what's going to be there at the other end. Because I know that so many people want stuff in life. So many people will want to achieve their dreams, their goals, but maybe are not quite sure about what it's going to take. So I'm going to prepare you. And I'm going to tell you how great it is when everything comes to fruition. So, are you ready? Are you ready to listen to this story? Okay, so the Rebecca-Louise.com URL I've had for around 10 years. Now at the beginning, that was a modeling, dancing resume site, because, you know, you guys know that my ultimate dream fantasy is to be in a girl band. But I can't sing. So I would have all of my photos and my resume on this website that I had built for me in England around 10 years ago. And then I just kept the domain name. I didn't leave it because I knew that it was gonna be something in the future. But I probably left it for, oh my goodness, it's like 7 years. I get to America, and I start Exit, which was the YouTube channel that I was on before, filming workout videos, in October 2012. I'm going to go more into my details about how I got started on that on another episode, but I just want to give you a little bit of a background and context about how many years things could take. I then made the website RL Healthy in June of 2013. So that's quite a while after I started on Exit. And this was my first website about fitness and health. So before that was a website of me, my resume, dancing, acting, all those things that I did. But now, RL Healthy in June of 2013 was just one landing page. Oh yes, there wasn't a homepage, an about section, or a contact. It was one page. And you basically put your email address and telephone number into it if you were interested in getting started on one of my nutrition plans. and then I would call you up and we would get you started. Then in March of 2015, so almost 2 years later, that's when I started my own YouTube channel. That's when I decided that I was going to keep producing more videos and put them out on YouTube. Now, prior to that, and after XHIT finished, because XHIT literally was less than a year, I was making videos, but I had them all on a paid subscription. So I wasn't putting them out on YouTube. I was just having my 30-day Get Fit, which you guys now know is called Burn. Burn by Rebecca-Louise. And it was all hidden content, so you couldn't see anything of it on YouTube. And somebody told me, you need to get exposure, you need to build your own channel. So I stopped that subscription and I allowed everything for free just to build. So I took away that subscription in 2015, in March. But in 2016, at the beginning of the year, I brought the subscription back. I had my YouTube going and I also had this subscription back, because I got a friend to help me set up a website using Squarespace. So this was the new site that was now not RL Healthy anymore. It was back to Rebecca-Louise.com. So I'm making this new website. I got a friend to help me set it all up, and this was amazing. Everything is going great. In 2017, I had somebody at the beginning of the year from New Zealand reach out to me because they were, interested in me making an app with them. I was like, wow, yes, it sounds like a great idea. As the journey kind of went on talking to them, I realized that they weren't going to be able to make the app that I really wanted. In April, I bought my house of that year, and in May, I started to have staff for the very first time in my 741 square foot apartment. I had 2 people, and they would work up at the bar in my kitchen area. By July, I wanted to start doing Facebook ads. So I reached out to a company who did Facebook ads, and they got back to me and I started doing some ads. And what they told me, and this is where it all starts to get a little bit higgledy-piggledy, is that I actually needed to change my website from Squarespace to WordPress, because everybody, guess what, was signing in to the subscription with the same password. Yes, so people didn't actually realize that they all had the same password, but they did, because I had no way or knowledge of making individual logins using Squarespace. So they said, we're gonna change it for you, we're gonna make your WordPress website, it's gonna be amazing. And then they did the switchover. And that was my first experience of high stress, no sleep, and feeling incredibly frustrated that my website was down. And there are people who had paying accounts, and that's what really hurt me, was that people were paying for something, but they weren't able to log in. And we were having emails and customer service, and I was like, I know it's down, I'm doing everything I can. Basically, they managed to get the website up, but I think that it was always just kind of stuck together with masking tape. Anyway, it looked great from the outside, it was running. And then I spoke to them about doing an app. I was like, hey, let's make this website into an app. This is what I really want. And they referred me someone. Great, fantastic. They sent over these designs, and I'm not even kidding you. It looked like a 4-year-old had drawn them. And why it was Corey's birthday in Mykonos, I probably spent 3 hours going through the notes and writing things about things that they needed to change. They wrote back and said, well, if you want to have a redesign, you're gonna have to be charged for a whole new redesign. I was like, how can I even pay for something that, it was terrible. It was terrible, guys. Luckily, I was a little bit blonde, and I had to pay them with a cashier's check, which I probably should have realized was a little bit dodgy at the beginning. Never pay someone with a cashier's check. They actually hadn't got their business started. So the fact that I went and got designs by somebody who didn't even give me any credentials of what they'd done before was my own fault. However, I get this cashier's check, and obviously the money gets taken from your bank. But what I hadn't done is I hadn't actually sent the cashier's check to them. So luckily, I kind of got out of that one and I decided I'm not going to be using them because they were not on the same page. They were not up for making an amazing app. It was just a job to get their business started. So I went back to the old web people who set up that website for me, the WordPress, and they said, you know what? I think that we can do it for you. So I'm like, great. So they got a designer. I approved those designs and then they got a developer. Now, the app was submitted to the iOS store in November of 2017. It got declined. Now, Apple are very, very strict about what can be approved and not approved, depending on the technology you've had before, the things that you write in the description, making sure that everything is done correctly. Well, this guy basically, who they had hired, outsourced from another country, didn't have the knowledge or idea of how to do it. And their designer had now gone to rehab. So here I am with an app that is supposed to be out January 1st, because obviously we want to capitalize on, you know, motivation and the new year and fitness resolutions. It's not going to be out because it's got declined. So they decided that they would eat a little bit of the cost of the developer because they had already paid the developer. Stupidly, they paid the developer before they'd done the work. This is something that I have really, really learned. I will not pay for something until it's out and it's been out for a week or so and it's being tested. Because sometimes they go, right, we've released it, give me your money. I'm like, no, I want to release it. I want to see that there's no problems with it. I want to fix any blips and then I'm going to pay you. Sometimes you can pay like 50% up front and then the 50% afterwards. That's often what I tend to do. Anyway, it got declined, not going to happen. So they said, you know what, it's our fault, we're really sorry. We're going to go and find you somebody who is going to help create your app. And I said, thank you so much. Ha! This is the other thing. Do your research. Do not just give someone else a recommendation. Plus, people who've already messed up for you, why did I then go and trust? Why did I go and trust them that they would give me somebody good when the first person they gave me did terrible designs? The second time they tried to do it and it got declined, and the third time they'd recommended me this new guy. And I had just got back from a trip from Israel and I had been told there that I needed a native app. So it means it's native for iOS on Android, not a hybrid app. So I specifically asked this guy who I got recommended, I want a native app. He was like, yeah, of course, that's fine, that's fine. So we're getting this new app ready. It's now not going to be ready until February, he says, but they've taken over doing some of the things on our website because it was getting really, really slow. On the 31st of December, 2017, when a new calendar is supposed to switch over, 9:30 at night, they lose all of our content. And obviously, because it's New Year's Eve, they're not available, they're not bothered to even help us. And me and my amazing team member stayed up and got all of the content back in. Bearing in mind, this takes around 3 days to do, to put all the content in. So there was 3 of us. There was me, Corey, and my team member, Greta. We were all in the office just making it happen so that our members were not going to be annoyed at the start of the new year. So we had a little bit of an interesting journey with those guys. So I said I wanted the native app, came out on New Year's Eve, all messed up, and the assistant for that company was so incredibly rude, and I don't think I've ever come across someone like this again. I would ask him, hey, can we get an update? He would answer the phone like this. What? Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me that we are paying these people money and that's your response? You need to answer the phone call and say, hi Rebecca, how's everything going? How is the app treating you? Is there anything that we can do? An answer like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? Unbelievable. Anyway, January comes and the website is crashing like crazy because we got so many people wanting to join. So guess what? we get these new website people in. They are this, you know, young team, 2 boys from Texas, and they are like, we are ready to make your website amazing. I can't believe what's happened to you in the past. We are not like that. We want to work with you, because they at the beginning understood the value of doing our website and us putting their name at the bottom. And we paid them half up front. And when it came to it, they did not have the knowledge or the skills to put together a website like ours. So there was delays and delays and delays. They told me that they were going to do the switchover at about 4 a.m. UK time. And I was in the UK and they were in America. So I got up at 4 a.m. and was waiting for them, and nothing. And all they did an hour later at 5 a.m. my time was say, oh yeah, it's going to be another couple of hours. Again, are you kidding me? But this is what you guys are going to face when you work with people. It's part of the magic and the mystery. So they're now telling me that my website was then down for another 4 days at the beginning of last year. So I'm sorry if that's what you experienced, but I'm working with these people. I'm following up with them. It's going crazy. And all of a sudden, they are like, I get to England, and it's actually the day that Corey arrived, and we hadn't really spent much time together because I had been so stressed with doing this app stuff that I was like, right, it's all gonna be sorted by the time that he arrives. We're gonna get to spend some nice time together. Well, guess what? They said that if we don't pay the rest of the money for the website, then they are going to leave. I was like, well, you haven't finished the rest of the work, and when you have, we'll pay you. So they threatened to hack my website and pull it down. So that night, in January 2018, I had to get my lawyers involved. It's now 11 o'clock at night in England. Corey had just arrived. I picked him up from the airport, and we had driven 2 hours to our first stop. And I'm getting lawyers involved. I'm now speaking to other people, other website developers, to get somebody else to help out. And then the app people who was the really rude guy, they decided that they would take over my website. So fantastic. The app then comes out in February 2018. I'm like, finally, but it's not what I had asked for. It was a hybrid app. Remember, I asked them specifically for a native app on iOS and Android. So they come out with that, and it's very glitchy. It doesn't work correctly, and I'm just like, honestly, like, this is the first app I'm putting out. I put like over a year's work into it, and then this happens. At the same time, I end up a month later, I'm in the Dominican Republic with one of my team members, and we're filming videos. And I'm about to go to bed, and I see that the old website developers, the people who said that they were gonna hack into my website, ended up hacking into my website and trying to delete all of the users' stuff. They were trying to go through and delete stuff. So I then had to get my lawyers again to sort it out. They said that we'd use their designs, and that's why. Guys, I made the design, I drew it out, and then they just put it together. Like, at the end of the day, it was my idea. So then we go back to the app people, they're taking over the website, they're doing the app stuff, and I'm like, right, let's get a monthly PDF together of maintenance. And when you send a contract to somebody, you need to send it as a PDF, not something you can edit, by the way, because it's not authentic. So he sends me over this maintenance agreement that's done on like Word or Pages, which you can edit. And there was no area for a signature, and I was like, who are these donkeys that I'm working with? I have got to get out of this. So I left the just app running how it was, and we went to Shopify to get a new website created. And we go in, and you can get someone, you can either set up Shopify by yourself, or you can get one of their experts. So I was like, right, I don't have the time, let's just get one of their experts. They put it together, it looked okay, but they weren't very nice. They just weren't very nice. And this isn't, you know, anything to do with Shopify, because our website is still on Shopify, but they just weren't very nice. I don't think they were generally excited about our project. They didn't understand that we, what we needed, and they weren't able to put it in like layman's term. So they ended up making it in March of 2018, and I just left that. It was looking good, it was fine. But then we had an issue. We had to switch the URL of the app to the website. So basically, the website was running through Rebecca-Louise.com, and so was the app. But because we changed to Shopify, we then needed a new URL. But I wanted to keep Rebecca-Louise.com as the main URL, which meant that we had to pay to have the whole app switched over onto another URL, which is called icanfeeltheburn.com. So that was a whole experience in itself. Okay, so we just left everything to run for a little bit, and I just kind of needed to like take myself away from it because it was consuming every single second of my day, of my time, of my team's time, and we were staying up till 2 in the morning to get things done. I was messaging people backwards and forwards, had this developer. It was absolute chaos, and I just felt sick every time it went down because I'm so concerned about the users. And that's why I feel like I've never given up on it, because you guys are the ones that have propelled me to keep going forward. Anyway, we got a little bit of ray of sunshine, which is why I'm wearing a yellow jumper right now, or a jacket. Jumper is a British word for a hoodie. Or if you guys don't even know what hoodie means, hoodie might sweatshirt, there we go. So July 2018, I did a poll on my Instagram stories asking what you guys thought about more gamification features. So already on my app, there's amazing gamifications. When you finish the workout, it ticks off the calendar, it completes it, you get prizes at the end for completing the workout and posting on Instagram. But I wanted to take that a step further. So then I had one of the Rebecca-Louise fans who watches the videos reach out and say, the company I work for specializes in app gamification. And I'm like, amazing, let's get started. So in August 2018, they redesigned the app, the website, we made it native, and we released the new website. And even when that went live, I was in Norway, there were still a few problems when switching over, but I just kind of expected it. And this time, I really told my developers, are you sure this isn't gonna happen? Are you sure that this isn't gonna happen? And they were like, no, it's fine. Well, I have a lot of experience now in my website, and I was right. However, they were able to fix it pretty quickly. Then the app came out, it's great, I love it. The iOS version, it's native on Android and on iOS, and they're both out now. So it's amazing, Burn by Rebecca-Louise. So December of 2018, that's when they both came out, and that was 2 years from that first initial idea and actually executing it. So if you guys have an idea but you don't execute it, you're just waiting longer to get that process going, and it's gonna make mistakes, but you gotta just go and get started. And in January 2019, I did get one more little hiccup, because we got billed by something that the app was new to the app, was about how the usage works. And I'm gonna talk about this in another podcast, but taking 100% responsibility with 0 excuses. So yes, one of the development teams was supposed to be monitoring the usage in December. However, I did have access to it as well, so I should have looked at it. So I did get a huge stinking bill on the 2nd of January. So because that wasn't being monitored, we got a big bill, but I learned from that, and then I changed everything for February. And now I'm sitting here, February 2019. The new gamification features are currently, right now, being tested by 10 of the top users for the Burn app. And it's got some insane features that I can't wait to share with everybody. And so it's been 5.5 years since I started the fitness journey, the fitness website RL Healthy. And it's been 6 years on YouTube, but it's been 10 years since I've had the Rebecca-Louise.com URL. So that is just a bit of a background. And I haven't even gone into detail about some of the stuff with the lawyers and the hacking. I just needed to get through it pretty quickly. But just to show you what happens, and this is just one part of my business. This isn't the nutrition plan side. This isn't the retreats. This isn't the PDFs. This isn't the careers page. This isn't the shop. Like, this is just one element of it. And I'm going to share with you the tips on how to fight and what I've learned. This is just my personal experience. So if you have got a pen and paper, write these down, or write these down in your notes. Number one, know going into your dream. So know when you go into your dream that you are going to do this until. There isn't a beginning and an end date. There's a beginning and an end date for reaching the certain goal. So getting the developer or making the designs. That's when there's a beginning and there's an end. But you do this until. You do this until you have completely got your goal, and then you keep working on it to make it better. So don't give yourself a thing of a timeline of like, well, if I haven't achieved it by a year, then it's obviously not for me. I'm not going to do it. You've got to know that going into your dream, you're going to do this until. Number two, you got to expect setbacks every single day. Yes, not every single week, not every single month, every day. I want you to expect something is going to set you back, because this is just the universe on testing you to see how much you want it. Oh yes, it is. It's the universe testing. How much do you want this? Because there are so many things that could have set me back. I mean, just on top of all of that stuff, managers getting rid of me, brand managers, PR going wrong. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, this stuff is just the basics. So you got to know that these setbacks are just to enable you to grow to get to the next position. Number three, remember the bigger picture. Remember why you are doing this. So for me, I do this because I know that this is going to help other people. I love my app. I love the gamification. I love the excitement of getting points and working towards a goal and getting rewarded at the end. And if that helps people work out and eat healthy, then I think it's going to be huge. And I know it's going to be huge because it's already helping so many people. I love it when I get to meet people in real life at our events, when they come to my retreats, when they're part of my careers team, when they're part of my nutrition team, and I get to see them in real life and touch them and hold their hand and work with them on a daily basis. So that's my bigger picture why it doesn't matter how quickly I get this goal or how quickly I make it happen. It's just like, okay, this is what I'm destined to do. I also really put a big emphasis on like, how will I feel when it's done? So how will I feel when the app is running and it's functioning and everybody is loving it? How is that gonna make me feel? When I get messages from people saying like, oh, you've changed my life. Like, this is the easiest thing to follow. I love the recipes. The motivation is great. The full-on workouts that you can download it. Like, that is what I go for because I wanna feel that connection with my audience when it's complete. And I'm excited to share with them the new phase. I'm so excited about sharing this new bit. I've already shared it with our test developers, our test users, sorry. But I can't wait to share it with everybody because I'm just so fired up about what we're adding to it. And the next thing I want you to do is to think bigger. You gotta think, so many people go into things and they're like, oh, I tried this for like 2 weeks. It just didn't work. It just didn't work for me. It just didn't work. I didn't have the right people. I didn't speak to the right people. I didn't know the right people. That is such BS. It's taken me 6 years since I started YouTube to now have an app that I love. 6 years, not 6 days, not 6 weeks, not 6 months, 6 years. So ask yourself, are you committed? Like, are you committed to the bigger picture? Are you thinking so small right now that you're like, I'm just gonna give this, a shot for a little bit? No, you will never ever be successful if you are putting such a small timeline on it. You need to set goals that you need to achieve by to keep you on track. But you can't just decide that after 5 months of doing something, if it doesn't work, you quit. because that means that you weren't signed up to do it for the right reasons in the first place. There is no way that I would quit doing anything that I'm doing right now, because I love it so much and because I know that things take time. So please think bigger. What's your 5-year goal? And know that it might take you 5 years to get to where you want to be. The next thing, number 6, personal development. Oh yes, this is what these podcasts are really all about. But personal development, working on yourself, surrounding yourself by the right people is going to help you fight for it. If you're hanging around with people who are like, yeah, I just don't know if it's going to work, or oh, that's just going to take up too much of your time, and oh, are you really going to spend so much time doing that? You're not getting much money for it, or oh, like, yeah, there's other people doing that. Oh my goodness, if you're listening to that garbage, throw it away. You are disempowering yourself and you are not doing yourself justice if you listen to that. That's crazy talk. If you need more help on that, go and listen to Changing My Environments, the podcast, and you need to get your head sorted out, because what you feed your body is what your body looks like. And what you feed your brain is how your mind thinks. So if you start to feed your body with crappy foods, with pizza and burgers and fries, how are you gonna feel? You're gonna feel crappy. You're gonna feel lethargic. You're gonna feel overweight. You're gonna feel unhealthy. The same when you're feeding your mind. If you're feeding it with people giving you negativity and telling you can't do something, that is what you will become. It's obvious. And so you have to break away and you have to do something different, and you have to hang around with people that are gonna have your back and who are gonna be like, go for it. And if you don't have anyone like that, don't listen to anybody else. Join the community and just listen to everybody who is got their direction and who is there to just to pull you up, to lift you up, and to make you believe that you can do this. You can't quit on your dream. The only way that you can fail is if you quit. You can't quit. Why quit? It's so sad when I see people coming into our community and then they try something and then they just quit right before they were about to be successful. Like, honestly, it's literally the next day. My worst month in business, and then I'd have my best month ever. That's happened like 4 times. So if you're like going down, 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 trust me, you're about to go up. But you just got to keep on going. You got to keep pushing hard. You got to keep working harder. You got to keep going. You got to keep casting that vision. Number 8, don't compare your journey to others. You don't know what they have been through. A lot of people say, oh, you're so lucky you live in Southern California. Oh, you're so lucky. Guys, I got 2 legs. I walked on an airplane. I sat down. The plane flew me to Southern California, and that's how I got there. That's not luck. I didn't just click my fingers and be like, oh, woohoo, look at this. There's palm trees and sunshine and sand. No, it's not luck. It's intentional. I intentionally got on an airplane and moved to Southern California. There is nothing luck about it. So stop looking at people and saying, oh, they're so lucky that they've got this. They're so lucky. They have worked really hard for that. And maybe a few people have got like a little bit of extra here and there, but guess what? The harder you work, the luckier you're gonna get. I feel so blessed and grateful about all the things that I'm part of in 2019. We have some amazing things happening, and I feel fortunate. I don't feel lucky because I've worked my butt off to be able to have these opportunities. So there's no luck in it. The harder you work, the luckier you are going to get. Number 9, success is not overnight. I've kind of touched upon this about getting prepared for your years. And one day everything is going to click and it's going to feel like you had overnight success. But it's all the stuff before. Think about an iceberg in the sea. You only see the top part of the iceberg, but what's underneath? The whole rest of the iceberg. So that success is not going to come overnight. My job every day, and this is number 10, is to put out fires. I love that. My job is to find the solution really quickly to any problems that we have. And that's what it's going to be if you are, entering a business, or if you are, even if you've got kids. and there's a problem that arises, what you need to do is you need to react in a calm way and find the solution ASAP. Be solution orientated rather than problem orientated. Things happen on a daily basis. Files get missing, websites don't load, URLs are in the wrong place, whatever. Let's just find the solution. Because when we start blaming other people, that doesn't help us find the solution and make something change much quicker. So really important to take 100% responsibility and to put out those fires with being solution orientated. Okay, last couple of things. Number 11, don't take things personally. Guys, you gotta realize that people's opinions are not the people that pay your bills. You have got to trust your own instincts, your gut, and don't take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with. If you're gonna fight, you're gonna have to learn that people are gonna say things that you don't agree with, but that's part of the fight. And fighting is hard, and you're gonna have to expect a ton of setbacks. But they're not setbacks, they're just setbacks for you to grow. They're setbacks for you to get bigger and better to prepare you for the next step. So if something has happened in your life and it's not been the best experience, or something tragic has happened, or a website's gone down, or your business, or whatever it is, you have to expect that so that you can fix that problem, be the solution, and then it's going to grow you enough so that you can get to the next level. So when you have a bigger problem, you are able to conquer it. That's all it is getting over one problem at a time with a solution to get to the bigger things. So that these tiny, small little things, once when they were a huge issue, they're nothing anymore. That's what I've got. Some things that used to really bother me, that I used to get so pinned down on, I'm like, okay, no problem, because I've solved something bigger than this. So keep pushing yourself to solve bigger problems. And the only way that you do that is solving the problems you currently have as fast as possible. Remember that. You want big problems because you are going to grow so much by achieving the solution for them. And then the last thing, I kind of touched on this, but take 100% responsibility for everything in your fight. Take responsibility for your success. Take responsibility for your failures. I'm going to do a whole episode on responsibility and excuses, because I feel that this is such a huge topic in itself. But when you are fighting for something, and to be able to get to the next level, whatever happens, even if you do not think that it's your fault, you have to own up. You have to say, I'm sorry. You have to say, I take responsibility. There are things that happen in my team. There are things that happen in my app world, just like I was talking about earlier when we got that massive bill in January. You know, initially I'm like, okay, who was monitoring this? But then when I took a step back, I said, you know what? It's my business and I needed to monitor it. And it's my responsibility. And now I'm the one who's fighting to get the money back. Gladly, we've got half of it back. I'm still fighting for the rest of it. But I took on that responsibility because you have to take on 100% responsibility with zero excuses for every job that you are given. And you're actually going to find it so much easier to get to the next level when you just own up to your mistakes. Say, hey, I'm sorry. Look, it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. So that's okay. So own up to your mistake. Say, I'm sorry. Take full 100% responsibility with zero excuses. No, oh, but this happened, but it was actually their fault because they didn't tell me this. And no. You have got to take 100% responsibility with zero excuses, and that is how you are going to grow. Something that I've really learned. It's not easy, and I'm going to do more of a podcast on that because it's very, very specific, and I want to help you guys with that. And lastly, write this down. You have not come this far just to come this far. No, you have not. So wherever you are in your life right now, you have come to a place where you're supposed to be. And you have got there. So why would you stop, keep pushing forward when you've already done the work to get to where you are? Because what a waste otherwise. So you have not come this far just to come this far. Wherever you're at right now, keep pushing forward, keep fighting for it. The fight is in you. Find your burning desire. Find your burning desire to drive forward with whatever you want to do. If you've got a new hobby, if you want to take up salsa dancing, if you want to take up learning Spanish, if you want to create a new business, if you want to travel the world, find that fire within you. Find that burning desire that's going to propel you every morning to jump out of bed, to fight for your goals, to fight for what you want, to fight for what you deserve in. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be times where you want to quit. In fact, there's going to be so many times where you want to quit. Just know that if you keep on pushing through, you get through that next challenge that the universe is giving you, you are going to get to that finish line. You're going to get to where you want to be. And you will do that as long as you do not quit. So who's with me in shining bright, in finding that fire, in finding their burning desire, and really pushing forward this year to making it their best year yet? Guys, you gotta say it. I'm gonna stay with the fight. I'm gonna stay with the fight. I'm gonna find my burning desire. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast. If you loved it, please go ahead and give me 5 stars, a review. If you didn't, I prefer that you just didn't say anything. And of course, if you have got any requests for podcasts, you can go and follow the It Takes Grit podcast Instagram handle. It's brand new. I just created it because this is February 2019. I created it because I want to have more connection with you guys on the podcast and get some real topics that you guys need help with. So please go over there and give it a follow, give it some likes, because we are going to have the most incredible community together. This is just the start, and I'm excited for everybody who is taking on the challenge to become the best version of themselves. So again, my name's Rebecca-Louise. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Let's go. Woo! Getting a little bit hot and sweaty in this jumper. Thanks for joining me today on the video. Of course, go and check out my Instagram handles. You got Rebecca-Louise Fitness, Rebecca-Louise Nutrition, we got Burn, and we got the It Takes Grit podcast. And of course, subscribe to this channel. And anything that you guys want to learn about, you want me to do in their podcast, please put it below. And we read everything. So we've got a whole master list of things that you guys need help with. Don't hold back, put it all down there. And I'll see you on our next video. Love you guys.